Human beings in a mind. What's a mind to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything? Human beings in a mind. What's a mind to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything?
Well, welcome to the 2024 Oceania Weightlifting Championships. You are joining us for session 5. This is the women's 59 kilo category. Big lineup this afternoon. Joining me in commentary for this session is Andrew Dobman, board member of South Australian Weightlifting. How are you today, Andrew?
Terrific, Richie. Very excited to watch this session. One of our local lifters, Kiana Elliott, in this session.
Yeah, it's a good lineup, that's for sure. We're just
Very
about to
talented.
welcome the athletes to the stage. Here they come as we follow them on stage. Big lineup of Australian lifters. This is our first 2 New Zealand women's lifters of this event as well.
We have in the senior competition representing Australia, Brenna King.
So Brenna Kane from Australia.
Junior competition representing Australia, Ashley Kolomoisky.
Ashley representing Australia.
Junior competition representing Australia, Kiana Elliott.
Kiana Elliott, Australia.
In the senior, junior and youth competition representing Fiji, Mariah Tuva.
So Mariah is representing Fiji.
In the junior competition representing Australia, Monique Hilborn.
Nick representing Australia.
In the senior competition representing New Zealand, Rihanna Froger.
Rihanna Froger, New Zealand.
In the senior competition representing Guam, Marina Lavoto.
From Guam, Maria.
In the senior competition representing New Zealand, Elizabeth Granger.
Elizabeth from New Zealand.
In the senior competition representing the Solomon Islands, Mary Kini Lifu.
Mary from the Solomons.
And in the senior competition representing the Marshall Islands, Matty Saffer.
And Maddie Sasser from the Marshall Islands. That's a formidable lineup of international competitors. It's we're going to be in for a treat to watch these athletes take to the stage.
I must be, Richie, I've been surprised at the depth of athletes from, what are probably quite small island nations. The Marshall Islands, I've certainly never been there, Tuvalu, Guam, and all those countries. It's been staggering to see the talent that coming out of those nations.
Yeah, Rihanna just getting a focal point. All the athletes will proceed out back and put the final touches on their warm-ups. They have a 10-minute break between presentation and the first athlete taking to the stage. So they have to calculate their warm-up timing. Most warm-ups take around 20 to 30 minutes before they come out onto the competition stage. So we are just welcoming back to stage our officials that adjudicate the competition.
Senior referee, Australia, Robert Gotts.
Robert Gott's our centre referee.
Referee from Australia, Jessica Edge.
Jessica Edge.
Referee from New Zealand, Jason Fanning.
Jason Fanning from New Zealand.
Chief Marshal from Australia, Andy Witt.
Andy from Australia, Chief Marshal.
The Cook Islands, Louisa Peters.
Louisa Peters, timekeeper.
Technical Controller from Australia, Pedro Sanchez.
Technical controller, Pedro.
Technical Controller
And
from New Zealand, Odette Smith.
Odette Smith is our final technical controller. So they are responsible for the control and direction of the competition. Looking mighty smart in their suits. Back out back and just have another scan of the warm-up area.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now introduce to you our jury members. The President of the jury, IWF Executive Board Member, President of the International Weightlifting Federation's Technical Committee, and IWF Technical Delegate for the competition from Australia, Sam Copper.
Sam Copper. Apologies, there is a camera sitting
Jury member,
to the left of the jury.
the President of the Oceania Weightlifting Federation, Marcus Stephen.
Marcus Stephen, multiple-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist Olympian,
Barbara Grieve.
and Barbara Grieve. So by way of formalities, we will see the competition officials introduce themselves to the competition jury. So this is our start list. Big numbers. Kiana Elliott right up at 90. She's going to be challenged though by Sasa from the Marshall Islands. Sasa being an Olympian. Kiana, an Olympian.
Yes,
Showdown. Yep. And then there's a lot of experience in this lineup as well. Lifu from Solomons, an international representative for many years. Right through to Keen, Australia, Commonwealth Games representative. And then we've got the New Zealand lifters and a real talent in Rihanna Froger from New Zealand. She's new, has a dance background. She's won one previous international competition under her belt. But it'll be certainly one to watch as we get into that 70 kilo snatch range.
And of course, not long until Paris, so the athletes here will want to put their best foot
This
forward
is-
today. There aren't many
Yep.
more opportunities to do so. But
59 kilo women's division being an Olympic division, and these athletes will be very determined to be the leading continental spot, which would secure them a ticket to Paris. The Olympic dream is a big one, relentless at the same time. So we're just going to put you in this. We're going to keep you in this screen for another 5 minutes, and myself and Andrew, myself being Richie Patterson, for those that don't know at home. I never introduce myself. I always introduce everyone else. But we'll be back with you in 5 minutes for the first attempt of the women's 59 kilo category 2024 Oceania Weightlifting Championships. Well, welcome back. We're in the final seconds before we get underway in the women's 59 kilo category. Big stage. These athletes will be coming up onto the stage and under the bright lights.
The bar has been loaded to the first request.
Bar is loaded to 45 kilos.
It is for
Lifter from Fiji
Fiji, first attempt.
will be the first attempt. And here she comes. 45 kilos, first attempt. Not the start that she wanted. So powerful, yet,
Quite possibly a few nerves playing a part there.
like I said, it's a big stage. It's in a
Big
bright
stage, a
lights.
large auditorium too.
Yeah.
I know when I came out there the other day, it is quite daunting.
It is. We're going to go out to the warm-up room because I believe our Fijian athlete will have a 2-minute clock as she returns to the stage. And that is our athletes out the back putting on their final warm-up lifts. Nice big space out the back of the main stage. And then they will congregate over in the Grassroots Trust waiting area. That's where our Fijian athlete will be, getting all of the coaching cues right now. Henry Elder doing the coaching.
Terrific credit to you, yourself, your team, and the sponsors to put together such a a wonderful arena for lifting and warming up, and also a training area which you can't see on the video here next door.
It was a mammoth effort on what it started. We set this up Friday last week, and then we had an event take place at the Oceania Cup, which was a fitness event. And then we had a big transition with them packing down and us setting up on Monday. And here we are on, I don't even know what day it is, Thursday. Second day of the Oceania Weightlifting Championships. Good correction. It's
Clearly a more confident lift. I think the nerves are out now. She's made her first lift.
Load 46. International rules specify that athletes must go up a minimum of 1 kilo after the set.
so powerful.
Of course,
Took off like an absolute rocket. Big weightlifting program in Fiji at the moment. Obviously, they've had a lot of international success. I was privileged to go over and coach in Fiji at the Junior World Championships. That was an amazing event that they put on.
And have you had the chance, Richie, to travel to some of the other islands in this region? Have you had the chance to travel to
Been
other
to
islands?
a few. I've competed around the Pacific. Niue, Samoa, Fiji, Tonga, Australia, obviously, New Zealand. I didn't go to the Pacific Games that were held recently in the Solomons or in Papua New Guinea. Those were two events that in Papua New Guinea I was having a break from weightlifting, and then some of the crowd.
The crowd has been amazing here, particularly the school groups coming through.
Yeah, there's a school
and,
group coming in as we speak, so you're
yeah.
about to
Hear
Yeah.
are deafening screams. And that has been so much appreciated by some of the young athletes here to have people cheering and screaming. Something I wouldn't enjoy necessarily at home.
Yeah, there's a couple of the New Zealand athletes there. Sorry, I'm catching all of the movement. Yeah. The students are here. Okay.
But I've never seen such an enthusiastic crowd.
It's amazing what you do for a free drink bottle. Okay, so Clarence. Bruno Balu from Fiji. She's had a bit of a break. There's the 2-minute call between her second attempt. This is her third. 5 kilo increment will increase to her third attempt.
Again, very strong lift. I'm sure she was disappointed at missing the first one.
Yeah,
She certainly
certainly
looked capable of much more.
the nerves on the first lift, and then 45, now 50. So she'll be quite happy to have moved through to 50 kilos. And she can go backstage and relax for quite a period of time now.
1 kilogram.
Did you get the chance, Richie, to go back out in the warm-up area and chat to any of the athletes in the session?
No, I didn't.
Probably
I was
not.
unfortunately troubleshooting a few other issues that we were having, and I didn't get the chance to get too much information on these athletes. Here's our first look at athlete number 7 from Guam, Marina.
Good, pretty solid lift.
Good lift.
Slight correction at the bottom, but
52. Increase required under the
I do like their lifting suits. You can see the
Yes.
silhouette of the coconut palm.
yeah.
Into the competition with 51 kilos. We have an automatic increment, but she's moved through to 54.
I expect we've got a real mixture in this group of,
Yeah.
relatively inexperienced to very experienced lifters within this group.
So getting the full treatment out the back. Coach keeping her cool by waving the jacket. It's not that hot out here, but we've got a couple of fans going. That's our lineup. Oh, John just did me a dirty on moving to a crowd shot. And here we have our school kids.
Incredibly well-behaved and enthusiastic group, and I was very impressed. They had a bar just outside this room there, and as I watched children file from this auditorium next door, every one of those kids wanted to pick that bar up and emulate the people they see out on the stage here. And
That's what this is about, really, isn't it? Like exposing them to the sport, but then
many have probably never seen this sport before.
no.
And if we can encourage, one or more of them to have a go at it, I think that's a wonderful achievement.
So our athlete from Guam is now coming to the side of the platform. Marina, 54 kilos, an increase of 3. Convincing, very convincing on her opening lift. It's a big stage, bright lights. Bit of a swing over the shoulders.
This one, I think,
No,
really capable of making that lift, I think.
Well, she will get the opportunity because that was her second. So potentially we'll have a 2-minute clock. I do see the clock being set to 2 minutes. And we'll go back again and get all of the coaching again. It's a difficult thing when you have a miss like that because it was actually just so subtle.
Yes.
You don't want to go back out and, as a coach, give them too many things to think about or work on. Just reinforce what we already know.
And I know from my own experience, you miss your second lift, you're a little disappointed. You're probably not going to go for what you'd hoped for in the third attempt. It does require some tenacity too.
Referees, Jessica Edge, Commonwealth Games representative for Malta, over in the back. We've got our technical officials. Freya been relentlessly working. Bowen constantly managing everything technical with the IWF system. And our loaders as well, running up and down, doing all of the work. Hardest thing about being a loader is your glutes the next day because those steps just kill you.
Yeah, particularly as you get a 1 kilogram increase, you know it's going to go, so you're going to do 2 trips up there between lifts generally.
Yeah, and our athlete winding down the clock. So we have a 2-minute call on our lifter from Guam. 57 kilos loaded. And here they come. They're going to make their way down. Okay. Taking her time, a little bit more focused in this approach than her second.
Oh, I think
She just took it off the ground on the 30-second buzzer. It might have just thrown her a little bit.
and you could see that the bar swayed a little to her right. Caught her slightly off balance, I think. Certainly elevated high enough.
So she'll have to settle for her successful second attempt. So bar is being loaded now to 60 kilograms. Well, there's a few athletes up on stage right now that have done their fair share of lifting already today.
Yes.
I see young Aussie lifter there, he's in the previous session. Did very well. And a few of the Masters athletes that lifted on our Masters Trainations event 2 days ago now. We ran a Masters Traination, Australia, New Zealand, Oceania. That was a new concept, which I thought went down really well.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, Richie. I'm very glad that you did run it. Gave me the opportunity to come over here and be a part of this wonderful event.
Okay, Mary to the platform. Mary is a very experienced international lifter.
And I think immediately you see the benefit of that experience. No apparent nerves in that lift.
She looks straight at the kids as well, feeding off the environment in here. It's been really important to us to bring in these school kids there. It just adds to the environment for the lifters. The lifters work so hard, and it's just such a common thing to be at these midweek weightlifting comps, and just everyone's busy and at work. So we thought we'd be bringing them in and get the athletes pumped up. So that was
Yeah, so I had some of our young athletes haven't participated in this event, and they such appreciated the yelling and cheering, and gave them extra incentive. Plus, wonderful for the school kids.
Oh, it is. You never know. It might be the exposure that they see this. They start the sport, and then things change. They find their way into it.
And it's such an accessible sport, really.
Okay, so we have a new athlete to the platform. Monique, representing Australia. $67 kilos, first attempt. Monique Kilborn. Wow. Really explosive athlete.
Great determination shown there.
One of the younger athletes in the division.
And something I've noticed, is the consistency of many of the young athletes, the great technique they demonstrate.
Yeah, that was a really good example of a really good line off the ground. Slight step forward, nothing to worry about, but she's certainly powerful. That took off. So she's into the competition. She'll be happy about securing that. Gives her room to move. So here we have another athlete from Australia in their first attempt. This is Ashley, 68 kilos. Wow, she's done so well to save that.
Some real grit there. Real grit.
Got given the side eye from the coach. Just, whoa, right back on the heel.
Yes.
Whoa, look at that. That's right at the back of the shoe, all the pressure. She even stood it up with the toes up.
And you only have a fraction of a second to make that adjustment. Any hesitation and it's gone.
That was a save that not many people save it when you're going out the back like that.
Yeah, she's...
I don't know if we got the look at the coach on this one. It's done. Move on. Forget about that lift. It's a good lift on the scoreboard.
Clearly some competition between the two Australian girls here, going kilogram for kilogram.
Yeah. So, not much happening on the platform because, well, there's not much action happening out the back either, to be honest. Okay. Coaching team.
Right.
Let's see if we can try and get some reaction. Forget about it.
And she's smiling.
Yeah. Forget about it. Move on. We carry on. So lots of changes.
I'm up to 70.
Plenty of hands putting a weight on, that's for sure.
They've been a very disciplined loading team at this event.
Done well.
Many of these young athletes probably haven't loaded at a competition before.
Okay, Mary coming out on stage for her second. I'm quite familiar with Mary because my wife used to be one of the main competitors with Mary in her category. And Mary's making light work of 70 kilos. The crowd is going crazy. So for those of you that are tuning in to our YouTube, welcome. You are watching the 2024 Oceania Weightlifting Championships, 20 nations of the Pacific, descending upon Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, New Zealand, over 5 days of weightlifting competition. We are watching the women's 59 kilo category. Here comes Monique for her second. I was very impressed with Monique's opening attempt. Very powerful athlete. Let's see what happens with 70 kilos.
Just
She's quite frustrated. Yeah.
plenty of power left a little bit in front.
Yeah, to arm's length, no problem.
I think this
Great position, great extension.
came away from her chest a little there, and
Oh, and she's a little bit frustrated within that.
Yeah.
She knew how
she
close
knew
it
she
was.
can do that. Sure.
30 kilogram, third attempt for Monique Kilborn, Australia.
I think she'd be very frustrated at that lift, given that the fellow competitor here is within a kilogram or so of her.
So what's happening out back? Oh, caught the double high. What's that?
Low five.
Low five. Yeah.
Not the clock, going higher.
Okay.
Notice we increased the weight to 71. So that will have a new lift from here.
Low fives, thigh slaps. Might go for a shoulder slap at the same time.
Yeah.
No, they're coming
Yeah.
down the tunnel.
Australia.
Okay, so we'll catch her as she comes out on stage. Ashley did a magnificent save on her first. I think that was a nerve scenario. I think she's going to just absolutely put this one in the right spot. Oh, she's done better.
A little back on the heels, but we're right. Which really puts the pressure back on her teammate here.
It does. She's taking control back into the comp. Look at these toes.
Ooh.
They just left. Oh, so good to save
It's
that.
remarkable how she can rebalance herself, isn't it?
Patient enough to get the positions right.
71 kilogram, third attempt, Monique Kilborn, Australia.
Okay, so we're going to come off that. We have Monique about to make her way to the stage. This is 71. She's moved up 1 kilo. I don't think the weight's an issue. She's just got to place the bar in a better overhead position. Not to be. All the way to the front of the platform.
Number left.
The tender referee went for a little bit of a shift in his seat.
Unlike yesterday when I was sitting with you, Richie, the girl luckily jumped off the platform over the referee and the camera.
Yeah.
It was a very exciting moment. I saw you posted that last night on your Instagram.
Yeah. Out of this slow motion. You'll be disappointed because she got that to arm's length, but yeah, everything was slightly forward today for her.
And it was a more patient pull than her second lift.
She will have to now go out back and try and move on and focus on her clean and jerks. Okay, Mary now coming to stage. Mary Lifu. Two very convincing lifts at 72 kilos. Oh, over the shoulders. Not to be. Still holds a good position after her second snatch with 70. So we will go now.
73 kilo on the bar.
So we just missed that.
One of the great challenges of the sport, of course, is precision in your lifting, particularly when the weight's above your body weight here.
So here comes Ashley. Ashley's been all about precision on her heels. Let's see if she can get it on her toes a little bit better. So, she's 2 from 2, but both lifts have not been overly convincing. Let's see her put one in the right spot.
Her ability to control that rocking back on her heels is remarkable. 3 almost the same lifts consistently.
74 kilograms.
Every lift, right back. You know what, if I could advise something, maybe a slightly elevated lifting shoe. You might want to trial some different shoes. Might help with that.
But there is a regulation height you can't exceed, isn't there, Richard?
No, there isn't. No. You can come out here in tiptoes if you wanted to. There is no regulations for heel height. She's 3 from 3. That was a good succession of lifting, really. Okay, Rihanna Froger, New Zealand. Out for her first. Follow her up to the platform. Good decision, no go.
Terrific speed on the pull.
She's a very powerful athlete. I think that might have been just a little.
The bar remains therefore at 74.
Just having a look.
Wobble in the elbow.
I don't see what was wrong with that though.
We can't really see the left elbow. I suspect that was it.
Might have been the left elbow.
New Zealand, second attempt.
I think it must have been that left elbow.
Yeah.
So they're challenging. Now, we don't have the slow-mo in front. It's a wise challenge, I think. So, a challenge has been played. So at the moment, the jury is reviewing the lift. They have a multitude of angles.
And of course, the jury and the referees have a much better position to see these things than we do, and they get the chance to review that.
That was a wise challenge, I think. It'll be interesting to see the outcome of this. Fortunately, we can't draw the referees system in. I think it's successful. It's a good lift.
A good lift.
Well done, coach. It has been deemed a good lift.
Of course, one of the difficulties for the referees, they need to make that split-second decision. So any wobbliness in the as you stand up creates doubt.
Well, that was a wise challenge, and it was just a wobbly lift. It wasn't necessarily a press. So we have Rihanna Keane. The call moves to Rihanna, but I think there'll be a couple of changes now. Coach just having a dance. I think he should change up the moves a little. You see Elizabeth Granger also sitting out the back getting ready. So these athletes will be in a pretty tight tussle, I think, for what might be, well, I'm not going to make too many predictions, but maybe the bronze, because you have some clear outliers in Sasa and Rihanna. Sorry, Kiana, yes. And then you've got a second grouping below that. And not non-experienced athletes. These are athletes that have all competed at the Pacific Games, internationally, Commonwealth Games as well. So, it's,
and Kiana, very experienced international lifter now, and her coach. I think this is her 25th international competition now. And
there's Rihanna.
Still a very young.
Vibing as
young
well.
girl.
Everything's slowed down a little bit. I think the coaching team, New Zealand coaching team, is just trying to run the clock down a little before they make some changes. What is the call? Call 75. I think Rihanna will take 75. Because they've passed, they would have declared, so they can make a change right up to 30 seconds. Is she going? Oh, that's the decisions.
Well, still got a little time to change that.
Gabrielle Peach making a change. I think this will be Rihanna making that change. Okay, so let's see if anyone else is standing up.
77.
We'll come over this side. It looks like the Aussie team's ready. Yeah. Okay. So 77 kilos being loaded. So that is a large increase onto the barbell. We jump up into a new echelon. This is our first look at Brianna. 77 kilos, first attempt. Oh, that right elbow.
Seemed confident though, but
yeah, I'm going to say that right elbow is what we're looking at. Certainly took off, but in and then out.
Yeah.
So that,
you
again.
can see the movement in the shoulder, which of course leads to the elbow.
Okay, so here we have Elizabeth Granger with her first attempt, 77 kilos. She's quite accurate with her snatches. You'll watch how aggressively she moves under the bar. And
Yeah, I thought Strategic, a little elbow movement there, I thought. But, no.
got the support. The referees, I think they saw.
I think they saw.
Yeah.
It looks like the jury discussing that.
They are discussing. What you want to see, the jury stopping the event. I think it was, they're looking at those elbows. Yeah, it's a no lift, unfortunately. So,
Sort of crashed on her a little there, and
yeah. So we've seen two consecutive lifts fail on an elbow.
he says she's very quick under the bar, but as that bar's coming down at you,
Here comes Rihanna for her second.
very quick to come out again.
Just a 3 kilo increase.
More confident. That was,
That's a convincing lift.
that was convincing.
I'd be really happy with that. After what was a challenging first lift, I think she just needed some weight on the bar.
And
That was a great lift.
probably over enthusiastic on the second, got under it a little quick. That one very
And
confident.
that's the thing, when you're super strong and super powerful, sometimes weight just tidies everything up a little bit. So that puts her in a commanding position and certainly throws the pressure back on our next athletes because they are coming up for their second. Now, this is Brenna Keane. Got called on her first on an elbow press out. Let's have a look at second attempt. That's better.
Oh, yes.
Much more convincing. To be honest, it was actually the same lift, but she just put a little bit more into making sure that structure was set.
7 kilograms. These 3 athletes are very close.
Got a very strong bottom position.
Yes.
77 kilos.
Balance.
Elizabeth Ranger, New Zealand.
Okay, so coming to the platform is Elizabeth Granger. Very similar to Brenna's first, was called on an elbow press out by an overruling of the jury. She did well to secure that.
Yes.
So we have 3 athletes now, all with 77 kilos secured on their second attempts. Yeah, I thought this was going to end up being a comp, and we are having a comp. Just a quick step forward to stabilize, but the elbows weren't going anywhere on that one.
Of course, the closeness of these lifts puts a lot of pressure on the other lifters now.
Well, the other thing it puts pressure on is the coaching team,
Mm.
because they now need to make the right decisions. You can burn blocks, you can run time down, you can go high and come down, you can be sensible and move up. It's so that's the tactics. It also becomes, yeah, quite an interesting battle at the board. So while they do all of that, the athletes should just be relaxing, which they are.
Yeah.
Backstage official. Bring the weight to 79.
So bar is being moved to 79, calls on Rihanna. I don't see Rihanna moving though, so I don't. Oh, yep, Rihanna is going to come down the tunnel at 79. It's a pretty sensible lift. It just gives her control, but even if the other athletes come over the top at 80, she's still within that
Yes.
range of being able to
Yep.
fight in the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Rihanna's stronger lift is the clean and jerk. So, Ali, big lift. Sorry, I thought that was Rihanna who was going to be out first, but it is Elizabeth. And she's done well.
She's done very well.
Okay. Elizabeth Granger takes control of the competition with a 2 kilo lead over Keane and Froger. Okay.
Potential position.
You can see the change in the facial expression at the bottom. Go, I've got this now.
Yeah. Okay. Froger, New Zealand. Rihanna Froger. 80 kilos, which will take the lead back. It's a big lift.
Oh,
Over the top.
and that
So,
shows what that little bit of extra pressure does.
Yeah.
She,
so that wasn't a strength issue. No, it's super high.
no, very important lift for Brenna.
And yeah, then we have the third of the three that are in this tight group coming to the platform now. Brenna Kane, Australia. Currently successful with 77 on her second attempt. So this is to take the lead also. Women's 59 kilo. Oh,
Didn't quite get that there.
So at the moment we have Elizabeth Granger 79, and then Brenna and Brianna just back. Just couldn't quite get any structure under that one, unfortunately.
I'm very keen to see Kiana now, a fellow South Australian. Of course, difficult for Kiana. She knows she's following herself on every lift here.
Well, no, I don't think she will be because Satha,
oh, sorry, no, I missed, of course, Sasa at the bottom.
Yeah. I think you can't underestimate
No,
Satha. She has a lot of experience.
Yes, no, I couldn't see her behind the railing.
So we are with two Olympians now. First one being Maddie Sasa from Marshall Islands. Did lift for USA previously, so has done a change of countries back to represent Marshall Islands. So we have an opening lift of 92 kilos, first attempt. Waits for the 30-second buzzer to move through and approaches the bar. That's a great opening lift.
Very confident.
Not a problem. And by way of that, takes the lead in the women's 59 kilo division. Now, I do know that Kiana's strength is the snatch. And in previous comps, we've seen her having to rely on that lead in the snatch. So, quite interesting to see these lifters go 3 for 3. So bar is loaded to 93. Sasa is just running the clock down a little, which is quite interesting because at the moment no one's at the table making any changes.
No.
I think they've missed the clock.
No, clock stop.
No, we've got a technical. That's the problem. I was wondering why that hadn't come through, but there has been a change. But the call moves to 94 kilos.
Yeah, clear. It looked like Kiana was preparing to come out. Yeah.
Back shots. So here comes Kiana Elliott. Opening lift, 94 kilos. Looking to qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Very convincing opening lift.
incredibly quick under the bar with a very solid overhead position.
Great positions and then stability to match. So that's a combination of all of those things. Makes for a very, very talented weightlifter.
Because early on in her life, a gymnast.
Yeah, and that's where that strength and accuracy really comes from. So, by way of that, Kiana takes the lead over Sasa from Marshall Islands. No doubt there will be a reply. She's pumped.
Now, got that one out the way.
Yep. We'll have a look what is happening at the back. I think we're having a little jostle of tactics. Coaches moving athletes up and down. So
Increase the weight to 96.
96 is moving onto the bar. There we have Matt Sasson walking past. So Maddie Sasson taking 96, which would take the lead back. Here comes the stage. So this is the reply to Kiana Elliott's 94. Looked really, really convincing with 92, an increase of 4 kilos. And that's a good reply.
Good reply.
Yep. Takes the lead. 96 puts the pressure.
Back on Kiana now.
Puts the pressure back on Kiana.
Interesting to see what Kiana chooses next.
Yeah. Just going to go back to that. So she took it off at the 30-second buzzer. I thought it was going to throw her, but she did well. Secure 96 overhead. So we're just getting told over the loudspeaker that 97 kilos has been loaded on the barbell, and this becomes a Oceania senior record attempt for Kiana Elliott, Australia, and a reply to Sassa's 96 kilo snatch. Let's see how strong the mental strength is, as well as the physical strength. And that,
Great composure. Puts the.
that's how you break an Oceania record. She's pumped. That a steely look there as well. Like she's having none of it.
None of it. No.
She's not going to relinquish this lead.
No. It's a fascinating competition between these two lifters and the middle group of lifters, really going kilogram to kilogram.
Look at that for structure, though. Beautiful position. And by the way, takes the lead by 1 kilo, but Sassa does have a right of reply with her third attempt.
Just puts a little bit of pressure back on her.
So Sassa moving through now to 98 kilos. Here she comes. She's going to make her way. So this is an Oceania record to exceed Kiana Elliott's 97 and take the lead. 1 for 1. Both Olympians, both very experienced operators. Who's going to have the final say? And that is a reply again. An Oceania senior record.
Yep, I've done that now, Kiana. What are you going to do?
Wow. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Kiana just came out, nailed 97. Sassa goes, I'll take 98.
Yeah.
And just lays down the challenge.
Yes.
Kiana, what have you got left? Because Sassa just took the record back.
And of course, they've got the clean and jerk yet to come, but it says, well, how far are you going to push it in the clean and jerk?
This is so good.
This is very
So pumped. Yeah, you deserve that release. That was amazing.
Yeah,
So the reply.
very tight.
100 kilograms being loaded.
Mm.
The reply. She gets the final say. This is the third attempt. This is the last snatch lift of the women's 59. Kiana Elliott gets the final say. Oceania senior record. There's a lot more on the line as well. This is an Olympic qualifier. She's got heaps of support here in the crowd. This is phenomenal lifting. Does she have the strength? 100 kilograms, third attempt, Oceania senior record.
No. Oh,
Not
no.
there.
This is
Forward.
you see a little lower pull there, and
It's
it's
heavy.
a heavy weight. It's a heavy weight.
100 kilos, psychologically and physically, a heavy weight.
Yeah.
And just couldn't lock
Just-
that left arm in. Well, that gives
Yeah.
Thassa a kilo lead.
And a psychological advantage here in coming into the clean and jerk, I suspect.
I knew we were in for a battle on that.
And she pushed. Yeah, it's proven to be a very competitive session, this one.
So we can go and have a look at the final snatch results. So that is the end of the snatch session. We've got a really, really tight competition. So we have Thassa, who takes the lead with 98.
Kiana's choice. She could have gone 99, but she went for the
It's all very
100.
tight. Then
Very tight.
back into third is the tight battle between, we have New Zealand athlete Granger with 79, and then Froger and Keane back at 77. We've got a battle for first and a battle for third at the moment by the look of it. We're going to leave you here for approximately 9 minutes because we will wait for this first lift in the clean and jerk. Hey, don't go anywhere. We will be back and tune in. This is going to be a battle right to the end.
Yeah,
Human beings in a mind. What's a mind to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything?
Well, welcome back to the final countdown before we start the women's clean and jerk. You are watching the 2024 Oceania Weightlifting Championships. This is the women's 59 kilo group. That's just been an amazing snatch session. Athletes going 1 for 1, both for first place and second, with Sasa versus Elliott. It was one of the best series of snatches I've ever witnessed. And then a real battle for, at the moment, what seems to be third. I'm joined in commentary by Andrew Dodman, board member of South Australian Weightlifting. Andrew, what do you think of that?
Oh, I think this went over the most fascinating psychological battles between the different medalists here. Clearly, Kiana wanted to put a little extra pressure on Mathlin there, just going that extra kilo. It didn't work, which now throws the pressure back on her. So I'll be very interested to see what her coach Marty chooses in the clean and jerk.
It will be a battle too, because I do know Kiana generally is
stronger in the snatch.
Strong in the snatch, and
this really adds pressure to her now.
And Sasa, I know, has a little bit more strength in the clean and jerk, so that's certainly gonna add to this. Okay, so we're into the competition. Claris Ranavulu from Fiji, 55 kilograms, first attempt. She had a frustrating day in the first part of the competition, only securing 1 snatch. But
pretty confident opener.
Yeah, a much better start to the second half of the competition.
I think the snatch a little nervous at the start, but now come out with some renewed confidence.
A lot of these athletes, particularly the younger ones, this is their first major stadium that they've probably lifted in, and it can be quite daunting, and the stress of it all triggers the adrenaline, and the adrenaline makes everything just move like a little bit faster, or throws the balance.
Yep.
Good to get.
And the mental concentration. And this can be a very distracting audience with these school children cheering and yelling. Huge enthusiasm behind it.
Here we'll have 2 minutes. Henry Elder just waiting them out. Couple of changes, a plate change happening on the main platform.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for this, the middle group, the other Australian girls here within a kilo of each other also.
Kane versus Granger versus Kroger. That's a battle and a half in itself.
Yes.
So, bar is loaded.
60 kilos. Second attempt, Maria Kurananivo, Fiji.
So Fiji waiting patiently. Getting told, get up, let's go. And we'll make our way down. So second attempt, moves up 5 kilos. I don't think the weight's going to be an issue. She seems to be very powerful.
I think you're right, Richie. Clearly a very strong lifter and probably relatively inexperienced compared to some of the other girls. It doesn't appear like a strength issue with her at all.
I think probably reasonably new to the sport, and I didn't get the chance to.
Very young.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to run around out back and get some information off these athletes. prior to lifting.
61 kilos. Third attempt.
That was a very good lift.
Oceania PG.
It's very apparent to me, not being very familiar with the various island nations, but there's been tremendous consistency and good technique across all of these islands. So clearly they're getting good advice and coaching. Yeah.
Great to see such a smile after that last lift. Man. You got one final lift, although she's now moved to 65, so it changes the call to our lifter from Guam. We'll go for a bit of a scan. There is Guam standing, ready to make her way down the tunnel. And we'll see her coming out that side. Oh, the early down signal.
Not a good time.
No, I think it's that right elbow was in and then out.
Felt that the lift wasn't in accordance with the international rules. Leave the bar set at 65.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Just crashed it. I suspect
Stop the clock.
too much push
Suck
causes the
although-
elbows to bounce a little.
The jury's had a look at it. They adjudicated it to be a good lift, so they're going to have to. Oh no, it's a challenge card. That's why. So I don't think they're going to get this overturned because we got the ability to look at that in slow motion already. So the referees, the current jury is just reviewing that lift, and there was a press out. And it is a no lift.
But I think she's well capable of that lift.
Yes.
Probably.
Well, she's going to have to be because that was her first and she's got two more, so.
Yeah. Sometimes
I
it's a
hope
little
so.
light and you push a little too hard and the elbows wobble on you.
Right arm.
So
We continue the competition.
this is the athlete waiting area.
65 kilograms. Marina Barbosa, 1.
Well, while we sit here and wait, we can kind of fill you in on what's happened over the past week. We had the Oceania Cup fitness event that kicked off on Saturday, went over the weekend. We had a massive participation number there. It was a collaboration between Weightlifting New Zealand and Discipline Games events. Then we had the transition on Monday and we got into this event, the 2024 Oceanias. I know while you're here watching weightlifting through the live stream, we have had school groups being bussed in to support the athletes, but they've also been part of the New Zealand Olympic Committee Ambassador Program. So all schools get a talk by an Olympian for 45 minutes about Olympic values of friendship, excellence, and respect. And how
I
we,
notice a lot have been collecting your autograph too, Richie.
Yeah. I've done a lot of work with these schools, so I thoroughly enjoy being part of the New Zealand Olympic Ambassador Program. And I was doing a lot of promotion of this event last year.
Here comes Marina.
To get these schools in here, and they are behind us, and they will be right in behind Marina as she comes out for her second attempt.
I think that solidity of that lift, Joe, she's probably a little over enthusiastic on the first attempt. Put a little too much into it.
But good to see her now secure that second and has a total. Guam, again, a bit of an effort to get to Aotearoa, New Zealand from Guam. So we do appreciate these athletes just making their way down. And it takes a toll on you, travel. I do know that. They say for every hour time difference in terms of between countries is the amount of travel you should give it in terms of day. Okay, so here we have Clarice Fiji. Final attempt. She was pumped after that second lift, so I think we're in personal best territory now. She's excited. Let's see it go overhead.
Oh,
Stabilizes.
stabilizing. He looks very happy with that.
Referee's good
And
lift.
good lift.
Good lift. Please load the bar to 69 kilos.
So bar is now being loaded to 69 kilos. She took that to arm's length, no problem with that.
Third attempt, Marina Travolta. One.
So from a frustrating start, one snatch, she nails all three clean and jerks.
Yep.
And no doubt will be walking off pretty
She
pretty
looked very
satisfied.
pleased
Yeah.
with that big smile on her face.
A young athlete, new to the stage, many years of lifting ahead, no doubt. So, and the coaching team, well, it's a relief all around when you have some success towards the end of your comp. Okay. Marina out for her third attempt.
And I think each lift looked better than the previous.
Yeah, I think the first one was some nerves, right? And then
over enthusiastic, threw it up a bit
came back.
hard.
Nothing wrong with this. In fact, quite comfortable.
The loader's working hard now, putting the red plates on.
Good loading team. They've done so much work today.
And so many of the young kids
Well,
who have lifted themselves are out there loading for the other competitors.
There's something about the Oceania region as you pitch in, right? So once you're done, it's actually quite enjoyable being part of the event. Once you're finished, they all get a free T-shirt. Like, yeah. That's why I did it. I used to load every pump, so I get the free T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have
And this is the second
Ashley
very competitive group here.
coming to stage. First attempt, 83 kilos. Was 3 from 3 in the snatch, however, quite shaky. Clean and jerk, generally you can get away with a little bit more, so let's see how her first lift goes. Yeah. And a very convincing opening lift from Ashley. Didn't
84 kilograms. Once again, it's a minimum increase.
This is going to be a fascinating battle, I think.
Yep.
And I understand two of these Australian girls are rooming with each other, which
A head-to-head battle.
Head-to-head battle.
Yeah. That's when you hope someone doesn't snore. Keep someone else awake. So that was quite a convincing opener. She'll be very happy with that. It just reminded me of my first Olympic qualifier. I was at an event and I got roomed with an individual that snored so loud
Oh,
the night before my Olympic qualifier that I ended up putting my bed in the bath. And I slept in the bath. And the next day I broke all my records and qualified for the Olympic Games.
and so you kept up the tradition of sleeping in the bath through
No.
your career, Richie?
It was a horrible experience. It was a absolute horrible night. But ended up qualifying for Beijing and I was pretty happy. So here's Mary, first attempt, 85 kilos. Mary's into the competition.
Well confident of that lift.
Lots of support here from the kids. They're going to have to get home to get picked up from school. They've had a good day off school here. Mary,
I'm sure they'd be happy to come back again tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah, that's what this is about, right? Inspiration, inspiring our communities, and Mary's doing a good job of that. To have, I think we've had well over 600 students through here today.
And of course, not just in this auditorium and platform, you have the facilities next door with demonstrating different disabled sports as well.
Yeah, there's all the wheelchairs out the back. We're playing some wheelchair rugby.
I saw that yesterday.
I haven't had a chance to do any of it. I'm quite keen to go out and have a go in the wheelchair rugby.
Yeah, I think it gives them appreciation of, for many of these kids, what disabled people go through. And
Well, just and just how challenging like wheelchair rugby is.
Yeah.
Man, it's brutal. It's a tough sport. Okay, here comes Ashley. Second attempt, 86. She did
cracked
well.
her a little, yeah.
Did well to make a quick adjustment at the bottom of the clean. No problem overhead.
No.
I might see if we can see that clean adjustment at the bottom. No, we've only got the jerk.
Yeah. Dropped under it very quickly and just crashed on her shoulders, which very unsettling.
But
Yeah,
she's
it
so
happens.
strong overhead, no problem. She's having a great day. She's 5 from 5.
First attempt, Monique Hilborn, Australia. These two Australians battling for the lead in the junior
Okay, here we have
competition.
Monique. Now, Monique showed us that she can certainly move the barbell with speed. Very powerful individual. 87 kilos, opening lift.
I think that power demonstrated on that lift.
No problem.
On the bar,
No hesitation, no wobbling.
$87 kilograms. Correction loaded has been changed. Please load 88.
So, into the competition.
Another change.
Okay, there's a few changes happening out the back.
88, it's okay.
Go have a look.
Correct. Kilograms. Third attempt. Correction. Another change. Loaded. Lots of changes. Perfectly normal.
So,
People are
bit
jostling for
of jostling happening at the table.
9 kilo going on the bar. 89 kilos on the bar. 89 kilos.
Okay,
On the clock.
the call is back on Ashley.
Ashley Australia.
She's 5 from 5. Like this, she's had a good series of lifts. Snatch was, she did some amazing saves in the snatch. She's not had to worry at all in the clean jerk. The last clean was a little bit shifty on the bottom, but she made a quick adjustment at the bottom of the clean. She's focused.
Which is not necessarily indicative of what she can do. You know, you've only got to get a little out of position there, and it causes that wobbliness. And
she's ready.
5 from 5, you know, she can go for broke here.
Here they come. Ashley for 6 out of 6. Well, surely this has got to be a big total for her. This is probably pushing new territory. And this is for 6 out of 6 on the international platform. 89 kilos, third attempt. Oh, she's going well.
Great.
Oh, she's got it.
Tremendous.
She has got it.
Got it. That, I think, is a pretty good day at the office. She'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah.
6 from 6.
6 from 6. What a day.
What we all hope for.
There were some moments early in the competition
Yeah.
she got away with, but she threw that elbow in real hard late.
Yeah.
A little bit of a shimmy and a dance, but safe and secure.
She was determined. I didn't see her slap herself up in the previous lifts, but she came out there wanting that.
Yeah. Okay, here we have Mary making her way to the platform. $90 kilos. Sees the introduction of the green plate plus the collars. And 2 from 2, no problem.
I always find it fascinating. You could see just as she stood from the jerk there, the facial expression relaxed a bit. I've got this now. Yeah. The athlete knows when they have it, generally.
She's just a little bit behind after the snatches on those that other group of lifters, so she's going to have to make up a lot of ground, but I just don't think she's too worried about that. I think she's just doing a series of lifts to put herself in her position. Okay, we're going to come back out to platform because we have Australian athlete Monique Hilborn. $91 kilos. It's great clean, good timing.
Very positive lift.
Successful lift by majority verdict by referee. 92. Kilograms. Third attempt.
Great lift.
Great lift.
Yeah.
It really doesn't get much more solid than that.
No, that's a confidence lift. Like you'll go out the back and nod your head saying, "Coach, give me more."
Yeah.
Because it really didn't challenge her at all on that one. Here's Mary out for her third attempt, 92. Just the 2 kilo increment on her previous. 2 from 3 in the snatch. Finishing up with 70. Has secured 90 on her second. So this is 5 from 6 if successful. Oh, she's made hard work at the clean.
Oh,
It was always going to be a
Yes.
challenge.
Yeah.
Just any form of forward step in a clean just saps the energy.
saps your energy more than people realise, and it's just so hard. The jerk has to be a jerky movement, and it's so hard to attain once your legs have
Yeah,
and your back.
And you're on your last lift.
Yeah,
You've been trying to be active for well over 2 hours now.
yeah.
So, we're gonna,
And she's, as you said, lifting for herself, really. Yeah.
yeah.
So
It might be.
you mentally switch
yeah.
off a fraction.
Maybe she needed someone to go 1 for 1 and push that. Maybe if the bronze medal was in closer reach, it might have been a little bit more of a.
Yeah, that's why I think the end of
Right.
this session is going to be fascinating with both Kiana and Madeline nominated 110 here.
So, 96 kilos being loaded. Rihanna. 96 kilos to get on the board first of all. That's an important factor. So. A couple of steps forward. Good jerk.
Okay.
And now we'll have room to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good leg.
So that's the first aspect. Get on the board. Second one will be now the tactical battle of making, firstly, the right selections for the weights, because she's got to cover both Keenan and Granger.
Yes.
So the tactics, the coaching tactics will have a massive influence now. But Rihanna's into the competition. That was the first aspect of it. Okay, we're going to come back to the main platform because Elizabeth Granger is ready to go. And secures. So Elizabeth had a 2 kilo lead after the snatch.
And both the New Zealand lifters, though they chose weights there to get the first one out of the way. So now the battle will really begin.
So Rihanna Frogel will need to go 3 kilos over that to take the lead in that scenario.
She's taking a big jump here.
Okay, so here we have in the meantime Monique. Come back to the main platform. Monique is just off to the side at this point. Here she is. She's fired up. This is for 3 from 3 in the clean and jerk. 96 kilos. Previous lift looked very comfortable. I'd say this is well within her capabilities.
Oh, forward.
I gave the commentary curse, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
It's so hard once you're sitting at the bottom there to power out of that.
Just off the ground, it was just... She lost a lot of speed off the ground.
Yes.
Sorry.
Really much slower pull than the previous lifts. A little lower on the thighs, but she...
Yeah, and... Oh, like tiptoes. Was always going to struggle from that point. Needed to get through there, but couldn't. Had multiple attempts. I think had already depleted the batteries at this point.
Yeah, but and you know if you stand up, the jerk is going to be particularly difficult.
Oh, that would be
great grit to give that attempt.
That was just, I think, maybe that was new territory mentally.
Well, she took a 5 kilogram jump there.
Yeah. That was massive effort. Okay, so we now have Kane Australia, Brenna Kane, 99 kilos. So this will give her the lead thus far. So she was 2 kilos behind Granger after the snatch. Now this will give her a kilo lead in the total. And that would force the other athletes to make some decisions. Oh, no problem. That's a very
Seemed very
confident.
positive.
Yeah. So that will force both Granger and Froger to 100 if they want to take over the position of controlling the competition. So,
Yeah, there's some interesting choices for the coaches here.
yeah. How do you play it? That's the question.
How much more can the Australian girl go up?
Brenna
They'll be
Kane
asking
looks like
themselves.
she's got a lot more in the tank there too. But she just took control of that comp and now is in the driver's seat. So here comes Ellie to reply. This actually will give her the lead back, sorry. She only needs to match because she has the lead by 2 kilos in the snatch. So if successful takes the lead back. Didn't need to go to 100 actually. 99 works. Oh, early down signal. I think there was an elbow.
Yeah. And so we can't see it as well as the referees from this angle.
Yeah. So,
Which poses the coaches an interesting challenge again now.
well, do you go up? Because going up doesn't change anything at this point. I think
No.
the same lift gives her control.
Gives her
It
control.
makes the athletes go out and have to beat it, really. I know she's been working on her split jerk because she used to do squat jerks
Okay.
as her main form of going overhead in the clean jerk and has adjusted to the split jerk now.
And so difficult to execute the squat jerk well, I think.
Well, yeah, to learn the split jerk's great, but if you're relearning,
Yeah.
it's a process in itself.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look out the back. I think Froger's coming out at this point.
Looking pretty relaxed with a little jig as she came through the tunnel.
There's some jostling happening, that's for sure. Ball is still on Granger. Does she move up? Would you move up or would you take the same weight? It gets you the lead back over Keane. It gives you another lead over Rihanna, Froger, and forces Froger to then have to go up towards 102. Oh, who's making the decisions?
Yeah.
And the clock is now down to 58 seconds. Froger is out the side. She's ready to go. Yeah, 100. So this gives Froger the lead.
100.
So because she's equal with Kane from Australia, this will give Froger the lead because it gives her the extension over the 3 kilos that she needs. She needed 3 kilos over Granger's first. Oh, my math is hurting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the 100, as in cricket, is a bit of a psychological milestone, I think.
Well, Rihanna has done 100 kilos before and is physically very, very capable.
Yeah.
This is just about the precision of execution. Doing it when it matters. So this is truly mental strength right now. The physical strength is no problem.
Oh, and I think
And she takes
you were
the
proven
lead.
right there, Richie. Physical strength was no issue. And I noticed she had a smile on her face as she came through that tunnel. She knew she could do this.
It was a well executed, and that throws a lot of pressure. Sorry, I put you in a couple of jumps there.
Yeah.
So that takes the lead. It gets the lead over
100 kilograms.
Brenna Keane on her first. It takes the lead over Granger. Granger now comes
She's
out to
been
reply.
Pushed to a limit here now.
We are going to have to potentially just get to see the jerk on the slow-mo before we'll move back to the main stage. So that was Rihanna Froger taking back the lead. We're going to go back to the main stage because Elizabeth Granger is going to look to reply. This is to take the lead back. It's a better plane.
Better clean, yes.
Oh, let that slip off her shoulder as she
Shoulder,
dipped
yes.
it. Yeah. Fortunately not to be.
Not today. So,
I was just
which puts
looking.
the pressure back to Brenna now.
Yeah. So we'll just see as she goes to dip. I'm just looking at how the bar just slides forward of her clavicle. So at the moment it's in a good position, and then we'll just watch her dip, and she just loses it forward there,
Yes, no,
and then game over.
Yep.
Yeah.
you can't recover from that. No.
So unfortunately not to be. Okay. Here we have Brenna Kane to reply as well. So this takes the lead back again.
Yes.
This is
She looked very confident on her opener.
so she's being very tactical now. I think she's not jumping too high. Yeah, no problem.
No problem there.
It's 2 from 2 and takes the lead in what we think might be the bronze medal showdown. When we say bronze medal, that's because Kiana Elliott and Sasa are yet to come into the event.
And you said both nominated 110 here as their opening claim.
So Kane
It'd be
takes
fascinating
the
to
lead.
see whether they change that.
Now the difficult thing is, what does Froger take? 102,
102.
or do you go more to try and force a little higher?
Mm.
102 kilos, Brianna Froger, New Zealand. As with all the other recent
See, this is
Because this really is a bronze medal battle now.
it is, but I think she'll take more. It will be her, maybe 103.
102,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to keep up with everybody.
Yeah.
102, third attempt.
And yep.
3,
Now
yeah.
Brenna's gone 3.
3 forces
Throws
4.
it back. Yep.
So she's not taking the one that she could have taken because maybe she thinks that's too easy for Kane to come over the top.
Yeah.
So pushing 103 to try and force 104, but she's still got to get it.
Got to get it.
It's the roll of the dice. I go heavier
Yeah.
than I need to
Yeah.
force you, but I've still got to get it.
Yeah.
Big lift, 103 kilos.
You looked very strong on the previous one, then.
It'll be if she can rack this well enough and stand it out.
Strong clean.
She's got it.
Got it. Yes.
That is a good lift and takes back the lead of the competition. Wow.
Throws it right back to Brenna now.
Yeah.
Remains on the bar.
Beat me. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what you just said.
Sure, Brenna would have been much more relaxed coming into this lift, knowing
Yeah.
103, third attempt, Brenna King, Australia.
yes.
Stop the clock.
That was an
Brenna's-
important jerk.
Yes. Yes.
It'll be the same
Called Brenna's bluff here and said, okay, you've got to go up now.
Well, that's the thing. She only needed 102, but potentially thought maybe this is too easy. I'm going to have to set a bigger target for you. What a competition we watched.
Yeah.
That's great.
Brenna's got a 3 kilogram jump here. Only went 2 on the first,
Yeah.
the second lift.
Okay, so is this... Oh, she's looked so convincing, Brenna Kane, on her first 2. But this is, I think, more mental strength than physical strength, because this is a must lift weight.
Little forward
my
there.
gosh.
Strong enough to come up. But
What a fight. Gonna be a hard jerk.
oh
my gosh.
no, and
That's as close as you can get. Oh my gosh.
gee, what a fascinating battle that was.
That
I
was.
think,
That was so good to witness. Athletes going 1 for 1 like that.
yeah.
Just that clean knocked it out of her.
Yes, as you said before, it takes it out of your legs and
I was quite
saps your confidence.
I was quite impressed she even got to arm's length with this after that
You can
clean.
see the pull noticeably slower than the previous lift, but
Yeah.
of course, maybe because she was a little nervous about that was a must-do lift.
And I think, to be honest, that was well played by the Kiwis.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you there.
They forced that a little bit more.
Good coaching.
Yep.
And this is the real fascinating battle.
Okay. Now we go into the gold medal match. And the first say goes to Kiana Elliott of Australia. 110, first attempt. So, the course of the week, I have said the same thing.
Yeah.
And gymnasts, ex-gymnasts,
Not as strong in the legs as overhead. And,
yeah, super strong.
she has a very wide grip. It's fascinating. The bar
Yeah.
barely seems to move off her shoulders, and she's under it.
Yeah.
It's,
Super strong overhead, but it's
yeah,
going to
it
be,
wasn't a very confident clean, really.
can you stand it up?
Mm.
So, we'll see Kiana just absolutely smoke the jerk.
Mm.
So good overhead, so strong from that position.
And Mathlin's forcing her out, gone to 112.
Oh.
Again,
So-
saying, are you going to match and go higher than me?
Let's go through this. If I was coaching right now and I know my competitor struggles with leg strength and I have a number of changes, I'm going to try and do everything to tactically try force that athlete out again as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because that will make that individual
Gianna's
struggle.
gone now to 112. Throws it back to Mathlin. I wonder if she'll do 113.
Again, attempting to go for the lead.
No, it looks like she's coming out. I can
Coming
see her
out.
at the back.
First attempt, Matty Sasser, Marshall Island.
So that'll have to force a 114 second attempt on Kiana.
Yes. Yeah, it's a 4 kilo increase from the opener.
And then we're pushing into those numbers that are challenging.
Yeah.
I'd love to be out the back coaching in this situation. It's such a tactical battle.
I'm not sure I'd want the pressure.
Let's see if she can reply. Ooh, it's made hard work as well. Readjustment of the hands. Oh, the referees.
Down signal.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right
little
elbow.
Right elbow.
All three referees.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Irregular.
got a little limp as she walks off there.
Some.
Yeah, she may well have injured herself there. It's a hesitant walk from the stage.
Yeah, she's limping.
Raise the bar at 112. Second attempt for
What do you do now in this situation?
Mm,
That's you'd be observing as a coach how
Yeah.
that athlete comes off stage.
Mm.
Just gonna go back.
stop the clock.
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
We're going higher.
Kiana's back to 113 to force her back or up.
So burnt her clock. So
Mm.
the call goes back to Madeline.
Mm. Yeah.
Madeline.
And seeing that little limp, you see the
Are
coach
they,
out the back, a little massage there on the leg.
are
Perhaps
they
she's,
watching though? Have they watched the clock?
Mm.
I don't think they're watching the clock.
Mm.
And they're about to
No,
figure out that they're got to go. Yeah.
44 seconds.
Oh, they weren't watching.
No. Yeah, I think constant.
That's not good.
No.
And to be honest, a great coaching call from the Aussies on that one.
Mm.
Yeah. That was a very good tactical call from the Australian team there, because she's had to rush back out to the platform.
No. No, I think that's
Wow.
rushed
Wow.
there, and now this is
So that changed the whole course of this whole competition
absolutely.
by a very good tactical call out the back to burn the clock, and also the coaching team for Marshall Islands should have been.
And this changes from a medal position to a potential non-medal position at all.
And now she gets a 2-minute clock. I would be taking this weight.
Mm.
And then Kiana gets two opportunities to reply.
And having already made her opener, is in a very secure position for the medal now.
Yeah. So there's Elliot waiting. Sasa. Call us on Sasa.
Yeah, it's all about making a lift now.
So the bar is loaded to 112 kilos. Call us on Sasa, Marshall Islands. They're getting ready.
I sure didn't expect this outcome.
No, I didn't either. Changed everything really quickly. They're running away from me. There we go.
Mm.
Rather than chase them around, I'm just going to come back to the main platform. So 1, this takes the lead. Number 2, puts the pressure on everyone. But number 3, she needs this to total.
Mm.
He needs this lift to keep a place in the competition.
Wow. Everything changed so quickly in this competition.
Oh,
Done it.
what a competitor.
Wow. What a fight to get back on stage and achieve that.
It's a little bit of everything this session, Richie. That's truly
Oh, this
fascinating.
is an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, my heart's been racing
Well,
watching that lift. It
what
was
that
do or
did-
die.
One that was do or die for her. She secures the total, but now it's a massive amount of pressure. Just got thrown back on Kiana.
Kiana, and she's gone 114.
And the problem with that is Kiana's actually just been sitting down for 6 minutes.
Yeah,
So this is
she must be confident to have gone up the extra kilo to 114.
Yeah. So that was Sasa with a clinch lift on her 3rd. And we're going to come out of that because Kiana needs this lift on her 2nd to take the lead back. And this is the Oceania title online for this lift. Oh my gosh.
Grit.
Wow.
Oh, there's that overhead strength there.
Yeah. That's what saves her in that instance. Wow. And that's
Wow.
your Oceania
Shows her-
champion. That clean. Let's watch
Yeah,
it in
was
slow-mo.
really tough.
This is going to be so slow in
Good
slow-mo.
position, but
Just a sticking point.
grit there, push the hips forward. Oh,
Oh.
almost stopped there.
That was so hard to get through that sticking point.
Yeah, she'd almost
to be
say if
honest,
she wasn't so
yeah.
strong overhead, you'd say, gee, I think this...
99.9% of lifters, that was game
Yeah,
over. But
game
Kiana
over.
Elliott,
Right.
nope. I think she even got past that point and went, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to... Will she come out for the 115 now?
She's trying to extend her total for the qualification.
Qualification, that's right.
So now
Yeah,
this becomes I'm adding towards trying to get to Paris. What a
Pretty
fight.
tough clean now. She's got to regroup rather, and
Yeah, what a
summon some extra
competition.
energy.
116, third attempt, Kiana Elliott, Australia. Top resume, 1 minute 42.
Oh, gone up, 116.
I think she's pushing new territory in terms of clean and jerks. So she's having to rewrap the knee wraps. Well, we know going overhead is no problem. It'll be, can she get through that midsection of the clean with 116 kilos?
Martin, her coach, give me a little pep talk there.
Stop the clock. Go
117.
kilo.
It's a pretty big jump again.
She's going to have to be in and out of the bottom of that clean and use the oscillation and everything to her advantage. It's a big call. She already has the title, which adds another component. She doesn't need this lift, and that makes it takes the edge off it.
Takes the edge.
So previous lift she needed, and it gave her that little bit of adrenaline. Okay, here we go.
And gone again. 118 now. By a little more time.
We'll give Elliott Oceania senior record in the total.
100.
Third attempt, Kiana Elliott, Australia.
Big slap.
Here we go. It's a big lift.
No. Little forward. Too much.
I think that 14, she was
Yeah.
on the edge there.
Yeah. And
18, way too much today.
And as you said, taking the having already got the title takes the little mental edge off.
Yeah, I think because that previous lift was a do or die for the
But
title.
a great performance, all the same by all the girls in this area. Really fascinating session, I think.
Kiana's in a really good position to be back at Paris at the Olympic Games. She was a Tokyo Olympian. Go to the results. So that is our final results from the women's 59. Wow, that was a battle and a half.
Wow, what a session.
First place decided by a couple of kilos. Sasa ending up putting herself in a pretty challenging position, needing her last lift. Finished on 210. Kiana Elliott on 211 by way of her second lift on 114. And then back in third, we had Rihanna Froger from New Zealand, 180. Just 2 kilos ahead of Keane, Australia, and Granger, New Zealand at 75. So we had a number of battles in that category. It was fantastic.
Great coaching by the New Zealand coach there.
It's tactical galore. So,
and a really unexpected surprise in the last two lifters there. Changed complexion all of a sudden.
So thank you, Andrew, again for joining me in the commentary team. We will be back.
Thank you very much, Richie, for having me again.
We will be back for the prize giving or the medal ceremony for the women's 59s shortly. We're going to put you in a bit of a holding screen in the meantime. And we also have one final session of the day, the men's 81 kilo and 89 kilo division, which will be a doozy as well, because you've got a couple of athletes looking to make Paris there as well. So join us back shortly.
Human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything?
To make the presentation, I call on the President of the Oceania Weightlifting Federation, Marcus Stephen. He'll be assisted by President of the Cook Islands Federation, Louisa Peters. First of all, for the youth competition, this is the women's 59 kilogram. The youth competition, our gold medalist from Fiji, Maria Turana Nivalu. Congratulations and thank you. We move to the junior 59 women's medals. Our bronze medalist from Fiji, Maria Turana Nivalu. Our silver medalist from Australia, Monique Hilborn. Our gold medalist from Australia, Ashley Kolomoisky. Congratulations, athletes, and thank you. And after lots of very close competitions in the senior thing, I'm pleased to announce our medalist for the women's 59 kilo senior competition. The bronze medalist from New Zealand, Brianna Froger. The silver medalist from the Marshall Islands, Madeline Sasser, who set a new Oceania record in the match. And our gold medalist in 2024 Oceania Senior Champion for women 59 kilo from Australia, Kiana Elliott. Who also set an Oceania record, succeeded Sasser. Congratulations, athletes. Thank you all for a great competition. And thank you, Mr. Stephen and Ms. Peters.
Human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in